What happened to my music? What the heck happened to the music? Oh my god, this is so stupid. Um, how do I switch the thing again? How do I... This one? Nope. Is it this one? I think it's this one. Okay. Hey, Hog Hunter. Hello. Okay, why isn't my model not showing on TikTok now? Ah, shoot. I thought I fixed this. Doing good. How about you? Why isn't my model showing on TikTok? Let me see if I do this. You good? Nice. Okay, there's my model. The reason why, okay, on TikTok, the reason why it shows a green screen is because, like, I have to do a certain, I gotta, like, stream, like, 25 minutes, like, 2 more times in order to get rid of that. And also, that's kind of the reason why I didn't stream Persona 4 today, because, like, I play Persona 4 on console. I'm a console gamer. And so, in order for me to unlock those features on TikTok, I need to stream for a certain amount of time. So that's why we're not playing Persona 4 tonight stream. We're gonna play a PC game just so I can, like, you know, solve that solve that TikTok thing or whatever. It's so hard for me to see, like, um TikTok's TikTok's thing. TikTok's what you would call it, the TikToks, you know, the oh my gosh, I don't know how to say it, the thing, you know. I'll be right back. Oh my god, last night's stream of Bayonetta was so lit, honestly. Like, like, I wouldn't mind playing Bayonetta again. To be honest, I want to play Persona 4 Golden, but, like, I gotta solve this TikTok thing where I need to complete this requirement thing. So I was like, you know what? Let me stream on all 3 platforms at once. I won't leave TikTok out anymore. So that's why we're not playing Persona 4 today. Where's my... Okay, let me check the audio to make sure I sound pretty good before I continue on the stream. And I'll do my little introduction. Oh my gosh, this music. Okay. Oh my gosh, this music. Okay. Okay, audio sounds pretty good as usual. Nice. Okay. Oh my gosh, no. I don't want to hear myself talk. Okay. And I put my camera right here. And okay. Honestly, TikTok, like, once I complete the prerequisite thing, the stream will look much better for stream in the next couple days. Mm, okay, how about I move the camera this way? That green screen is so annoying, but don't worry, it's gonna be gone soon. It's gonna be gone. All right. Hey there, fellow Dream Eaters. This is your girl, Yume Nabi here. And for tonight's stream, I'll be playing... Who is the Red Queen? Oh my gosh, I hit the microphone. Um, message. Who's the Red Queen is a horror... it's a horror visual novel game. Um, it's by Studio Ellen, and Studio Ellen has made many games that are really amazing. I play one of their Magical Girl demo games, and it's so fun. But Studio Ellen is known for making Yuri games, and this game specifically is a horror one. And based on the description from the game from Steam, um Alice. Oh wait, okay. The Red Queen is missing. The Queen has been dismembered. disremembered. I don't know. Like when people cut body parts. I hope TikTok doesn't, yeah. And now, okay, so like basically the queen's body parts been cut in pieces, and now Alice, the main character, must find all her pieces. I don't know why. I don't know why she has to find the pieces of the Red Queen. Like legit, she could just walk away from this and just, go home. But it's a horror fantasy Yuri visual novel game filled with death, love, and forgotten memories. That's basically what the description says. There are three major endings, and there's like a lot of dead endings. So I'm just gonna do the game blind, and I'll do the game blind, and I'm going to see whichever ending I get is whatever ending I get. Basically, I'll be happy with whatever I got. So I hope that's I hope that's clear to everybody. And so now I'm gonna start the game. I wanna start the game. Let me just switch to a different scene. I can do this automatically on YouTube and Twitch, but TikTok was gonna have to like it's gonna be a little back and forth thing, so bear with me. And I don't know if I can see TikTok's messages. I do see people that join, so I really appreciate the viewers that are here. Thank you for coming, guys. Thank you. Hello. And if there's any new followers, I thank you for the new followers also. I really appreciate it. I'm trying to my goal at oh my gosh, I can't talk. What the heck was that? It sounded like a monkey or a bird. I don't know. Okay. Oh my gosh. It's already starting. The horror. Mm, yeah, TikTok's gonna be a little pain because I have to go back and forth. When with Twitch and YouTube, I can just do a click of a button. You guys can't even see. Oh wait, no, don't click. Don't start the game. Don't start the game. Okay, I'm not gonna click anything. I'm not gonna click anything till everybody can see the screen. Till everybody can see it. I'm not gonna click any buttons. Okay. I'm not gonna click any buttons till everybody can see the stream. Oh, now there's two Yumes. Okay. Okay, so I think the bottom one. Nice. Okay, there's the game. I think you guys can hear the game. Well, not yet. Okay, the game is pretty small. Let me make it bigger. Okay, it's bigger on stream. Okay, now it's bigger. Okay, and okay, I think everybody should be able to see it and hear it soon. I think with TikTok, I checked the audio before I started the stream, so it should be good. All right, now it's time to start the Red Queen. All right. Warning, this visual novel contains death, violent content, animal cruelty, imprisonment, and suicide from tall places. Oh my god, I'm not good with horror games, but it's a visual novel game, so I think maybe I can handle it. I said maybe, but so, please. For Noki. Oh my god. Why can't I hear anything? Why can I don't hear anything. Where's the audio coming from? Oh, okay, there you go. Okay, there you go. Okay. Okay, does TikTok hear audio? Okay, I think TikTok can hear the audio. Yeah, they look fine. TikTok look fine. My little cozies over there. All right, and audio looks. Let me check the audio on my Twitch to make sure it's good before I start the game because I'm very paranoid with that type of stuff. I have PTSD. Okay, sounds good. Awesome. Oh yeah, first ban. Mhm. And nice. Don't you just love it? And you just love it when they just give you that button to just when you have an issue with when you have an issue with somebody, you just click the ban button. That's it. All your worries go away. All right, let's start the game. The fact that I have to moderate 3 streams at the same time. It'll be hard, but it'll be worth it. All right. This looks nice. Okay. I descended through a starry sky. My long blonde hair and red cape flew. Yeah, put that volume down. Please put the volume down. Okay. Peak music. I'm glad you like it. Hi, Mel. I descended through a starry sky. My long blonde hair and red cape flew wildly as I looked to the ground below me with my blue eyes. Falling, falling, falling. I was falling down this rabbit hole with no start nor end. I was falling. Where had I gone? Where could I go? As if I were forgotten something very important, I fell down, down and down through a sparkling, shining darkness, too bright to be dark, too dark to be bright. I must have been chasing after someone, after something. Like a girl whose curiosity was piqued by a rabbit with a watch, I was falling, 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 down, 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 again and again and again. I don't know what kind of childhood you had, but never once as a little girl I've ever thought, let me follow a rabbit with a watch and then just fall down a hole. This is what dessert is like. This endless well seemed to let's lead somewhere everywhere, yet nowhere at once. Oh my god, I can't read. Either the hole extended very deep or I descended very slow. Oh my god. Was I truly even downward? Perhaps this was all a dream. A fever dream, or in more words, a fantasy that was soon forgotten as if it had. I held one certainly. I was Alice, Alice was me. What is that supposed to mean? Now then, just how long was I supposed to keep falling? The air brushed past my fingers, my cloak ruffling upwards. A quiet humming breeze caressed my cheek. As if I could hear someone's voice, a pleasant voice, a woman's voice. I strained my ears for a whisper in the wind. How long is this fall for her to be monologuing like this? Alice, what a time for madness. What a bit of fear or vertigo. Should you not have focused on topics more pressing? Like the darkness or the light, or how you couldn't awake from this dream. But even now, you were just falling, falling, falling. And what does it matter? Are you done falling? With a thump thump, I came upon soft grass, and the fall was over. I'm gonna talk like a typical narrator from Disney. Have you read original Alice in Wonderland? I have not read the original Alice in Wonderland, but I have read a little bit. Like, wait, isn't the original Alice in Wonderland like a grim tale or something? Because I have seen a grim tale of The Little Mermaid, and I thought that was pretty sad. Also, what was it? Also, what was that other? What was that name of that show? Winnie the Pooh. Yeah, I seen the horror story of that one too. How Christopher, you know, everything that happened in that world, Christopher just made it up because he's like has like an illness or something, schizophrenia. I thought that was kind of crazy. Alice, she didn't get the prince. She died in the end, in the OG book. That was pretty sad. I did. Original Alice in Wonderland is not sad. It's pretty funny. Oh, that's interesting. Because it's pretty crazy because like most of the Disney films, you know, have like really sad endings to them. And honestly, Alice in Wonderland, it was a really confusing movie to watch as a kid. Maybe now I'm an adult and I'll probably watch the movie to, you know, get a grasp of it. But as a kid, I was very confused. I just felt like everybody was on a trip or something. But I'm pretty sure everybody's having fun in that in Alice in Wonderland. Because I mean, like, you gotta be I felt like everybody was crazy, so the drugs must be making them having fun or something. I don't know. There must be some meaning to it. Not a bit hurt. I forced myself to my feet. Uh, Caroline lover. Thanks so much for the follow on TikTok. I appreciate it. Up above my head, the firmament whence I fell had not a tear in its blue canvas. Down about my eyes, only unfamiliar surround me. I love this studio. Like, they make such good Yuri games. Like, I started an exploratory stroll. Excuse me for my bad talking. I'm just so used to like reading in my head, and sometimes the words just doesn't come out of my mouth right. Ooh, so this is supposed to be the white rabbit. Okay, soon I stumble upon a rabbit who looks like a girl, or a girl who looks like a rabbit. Perhaps the correct answer was that she was both a girl and a rabbit. She had white hair and floppy rabbit ears, pale skin and purple eyes. Her hair was tied into two low ponytails by white ribbons. A clock pin adoring her bang. Wait, what? She wore gloves, an oversized blue coat with a golden accent, and a red vest over a dress shirt tied with a black ribbon. She also had khaki pants tucked into her boots. I'm honestly ready for the horror segment because, like, I hope it's not gonna be like a little bit slow, like Hirigashi. Because when I was playing Hirigashi, they had like a little bit too much fun in that in that game. That I was kind of like, can we just hurry up to the horror bit? Like, because like when I watched the anime, like they didn't do all that, to be honest. So like playing the game is so much different from like, you know, watching the anime. She looked quite scared as she stood in the forest clearing. She was even holding her hands to her chest. Not lingering much longer on the species of the rabbit before me, I called out to her. Excuse me. I'm really gonna have to say this like I'm in a Disney movie. Calling out to her caused her to jump. Where was this place? Where was I here? How could I leave to return home? I thought of what to ask her, but she recognized me as soon as I spoke, so my questions were lost in my mouth unasked. She looked at me with troubled eyes. Alice? White Rabbit? Have you seen Her Majesty? Do you know where she's gone? Where she could go? Her Majesty the Red Queen. She must be taking a vacation of sorts. I only wish that she could have left this little rabbit alone. A little rhyme in there. I love that. I'm in a bit of panic, you see. The land can't run without its queen. She then took on a distracted look. Please let me know if you catch sight of her. I nodded. Whose this Red Queen was, I had not a clue, but a tingling deja vu. Still, my acceptance of the request let the White Rabbit breathe out a sign of relief. You know, honestly, you know what would be pretty crazy if Alice was the one who murdered the Red Queen, but she doesn't remember it. So she just kind of like on a high trip, and she just drugging herself, you know, to hide that she actually killed the Red Queen. You know, theory. I think that's a pretty good theory. Because like she says deja vu, so I'm feeling like she probably met the Red Queen before, but she just don't remember. But maybe it's not, maybe she's trying to like block it from her memory. So either the Red Queen was like had hold such an impact to her, or she just didn't want to remember anymore. So, you know, the theory that Alice murdered her, like the main character, we're the main character and we're trying to solve this mystery, but actually we're the culprit the whole time. Honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if that was the ending. Just as I prepared to pose my own questions, she straightened her back in surprise. I'm afraid I have to go. I'm going to be late. The white rabbit dashed it off. I wanted to ask some questions. Never mind that. Follow her, Alice! Did she call herself an Alice in the third person? Although I chased after her with only a moment's pause, when I turned the corner, she was nowhere to be seen. There was only a forest path before me. Ah, that's so bright! I found myself in a garden meticulously kept. There was a large white gazebo in the center with a table and chairs for tea. Tailing the rabbit, I barely dashed a few paces. I hadn't realized such a place was so close by. Rather, I hadn't realized I had run this far. A conjecture tickled my mind, and this world I fell into was a magical place. One with paths and pointed to one way, but twisted to another. Like Twisted Wonderland. With an explanation much more far-fetched than me, just not knowing where I was running. I took a moment to catch my breath. I need some water. Glancing around, I begin my walk about the garden. Flowers and greeneries all around, but not a person in sight. This place was beautiful. You know, I'm giving myself a pat on the back. This is W voice acting, you know? I'm not gonna brag, but wait. I feel like I'm doing a great job at this. I wanted to meet the person who made it. Not quite a gardening person myself, I still appreciate a pretty place and felt a swelling excitement to explore what sights could be seen. A reminder of reality didn't dampen my joyful curiosity. I wanted some answers, a way out and back home. As pleasant as dreams were, one had to be able to waken from then turn into nightmares. Whether this was a dream or reality had still yet to be seen. Step, I walked around. Hop, I peered over the bushes. Soon enough, I discovered the heart of the garden, where one might sit for tea. Is this where we meet? The Mad Hatter? I spotted a white-haired girl in the garden. Who is she? Wait, who is this? Is this the Mad Hatter? I amend my previous thoughts. Wouldn't it be right to say that I rather also appreciate a pretty person? Also, guys, like, I know this is off topic, but, like, because my mind is, like, keeps thinking about it, but I think I might watch JoJo for the first time, like, the first season. My brother keeps trying to make me watch JoJo, and I feel like it's time for me to watch JoJo. But I'm scared to watch JoJo, because, like, I low-key have, like, another anime I wanted to watch. Like, I don't know if I should, like, watch the second season of Blue Lock, or should I just continue watching this, or should I just continue watching, like, should I continue watching, Demon Slayer? Because I recently did finish the first season of Demon Slayer, I wanted to say. Writing of this game is full of over-the-top vocabulary. It really is, but I kind of like the pacing of it. It kind of makes me feel like I'm actually, you know, I'm actually like I'm talking in a fairy tale, you know? Her hair was long and reached at her shoulder. Her skin paled and her eyes a light purple. She was also adorned with a regal blue and white dress that was so long it hid her feet. I'm glad you agree. Her expression was quite distant and calm. I noticed bandages wrapped upon her right hand, which was gently clasped over her left in front of her. What? That didn't sound a little rhymey. Furious? Oh my gosh, my Siri activated. Stop. Furious? What the heck? Thoughts flew from my mind as our eyes met. Her gaze seemed to beckon me over, so over I went to speak to her. She opened her mouth to speak. Are you enjoying the garden? This garden is beautiful. Oh, I can't do it. I can't do the voicing. I'm mixing Alice into my narrator voice. The gardener will be happy to hear that from you. However, if you have come here now, you should be searching for something. She's the White Queen? Okay, new theory. What if the White Queen killed the Red Queen because she wanted to be in the throne? She wanted to be top queen. So she killed the Red Queen. That's why she has a bandage, because there was a fight. You know, she looks like she can have a hidden side to her. We should first introduce herself. She gave me a sad smile. I am the White Queen. Just like with the rabbit, for reasons unclear to me, I already knew who she was. How does she know that? This is all deja vu to her. She's like, knowing this is Alice in Wonderland, I feel like she's on something. Like, Like, or maybe time rewind it. So maybe, like, how do you remember these people, but they don't remember you? Or maybe you're just dreaming of this, and you're reading this in a story, and you're I don't know. There's like a lot of theories to this. Your Majesty, my name is Alice. She frowned. Don't stand on ceremony, Alice. I am not someone you need to speak with particularly respectfully. What the heck? Welcome to my garden in Wonderland. The sad smile returned to her face. Wonderland. I tasted the word on my tongue. I I can't remember why or how I'm here. Not this crowd. Not not this garden, but Wonderland. Oh, okay. Look, TikTok. I need to tell you something, okay? I'm going to end the TikTok stream, and then I'm going to redo it, because I already passed 25 minutes, so I gotta do like 25 minutes 2 times in order for me to unlock certain stuff. So I'm gonna end this stream, and I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna bring it back instantly. So if you would like to join, still, you know, see, check my stream out, and from the Alice in Wonderland saga, whatever it's called, I don't know, God, I don't know what to call it. You know, just give me 1 second, okay? And I'm gonna end it. And I'm back live on TikTok. So now in one more 25 minutes, and then I can stream on TikTok. Good. Once again, she frowned. I was falling, 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 and I couldn't remember why I was falling. I was simply falling, falling, falling until I fell no more. Why is she telling her all this? Just tell her you just fell from the sky. I'm sure I've forgotten something very important. The pained smile returned. You need to force yourself to remember. Some things are better left forgotten. Perhaps it was fate for you to come here. Perhaps something is missing that you must find. This world must appear like a place of dreams. You should find the Red Queen. The missing queen whom the White Rabbit mentioned was the Red Queen. Then came a troubled look. I waited for the White Queen to continue. She hesitated to speak of the Red Queen, as if the exclusive royal would appear like a ghost behind her as if she spoke. So she knows she's dead. Cause like, why would they put the description there, right? I tried to imagine what sort of person the Red Queen was. She will let you return to your own reality. Will you meet her? You should be able to find all the answers you are seeking for. As for where she is, that is for you to discover. Do you dislike her? Oh, no answer. They had a beef. At first she pursed her lips as if troubled again. Then came that same somber smile. That's a difficult question, Alice. So she's like that. I'll let you judge the Red Queen. You might learn something new about yourself. Shall I head off to find her now? Her face lit up a bit. Why not stay for some tea? Of course I'd love to, but it's not quite afternoon tea time yet. She smiled, this time much happier. A later time then. Certainly to have tea outside of tea time wouldn't do. That smile softened into a fond one as she lowered her lid. I won't keep you for much longer, Alice. I'm sure you will be able to find that person soon enough. Until later. Later. I waved goodbye to the White Queen and parted from her garden. Glancing back, I saw her gaze linger upon me. That poor smile of hers had turned somber again. What is that supposed to mean? A search for the Red Queen? I stepped into a twisting path into the forest. I didn't know which way to go to. Find the elusive Red Queen, turning left and right. To find a queen, I must seek a castle. However, the rabbit said the queen was missing, so unless the rabbit had also forgotten something very important, the queen shouldn't have been at the castle. Good eye. Good answer, Alice. The Red Queen, she seemed like a troubling person. The way the White Queen face froze, tongue stuttering along at the topic of the Red Queen made me wonder. Was the latter queen a tyrant or a fool? Probably a tyrant if she's that scared. The tutor at home liked to talk about kingships of that sort. To me, either or neither were fine. After all, who are the peasantry to affect the mood of a high queen? I hummed and walked along with a skip in my step. Just as I reached a rhyme in my stride, I kicked a little something, an animal, that threw me off my beat. I slowed to upload, my mood a note damper. Soon I heard the chatter of a girl of few cheers. Trees! Oh my god, trees! Away. Oh my god. Seeing not much civilization here in the forest, I followed the voice of the girl. Although she was chatting, I heard her voice alone. Ugh! It's the Mad Hatter! That was so bright. I passed by a few bushes and soon enough found a tea party in the middle of nowhere. At a table set before a tree sat the girl. Mad Hatter looks really cute. The white cloth table was littered with all sorts of tea time things, from a tower with cookies and cupcakes, a rubber duck and a cake with knives in it, pictures and dozens of tea tags, and stacks of dishes. In the center, there even laid a green vase with a dead, plucked it apart red rose. Beside it, some petals sat in the water. The girl had long pink hair and uneven side bangs. Does she? I don't know, they look kind of even. Or maybe I'm just blind. No, wait, no way, I see it. They are uneven. Okay, sorry girl. Yeah, you got uneven bangs, you need to fix that. First eye red, and second eye yellow. A smile on her feature that caressed her eye bags? What? Okay. Her outfit was just as chaotic as the table. Under her black trench coat was a loose dress shirt tied with a large purple ribbon. She also wore checkerboard purple pants and white lace-up shoes. Dang, this is kind of... On her gloved hand sat two hand puppets, a white hare, and a yellow straw hat, and a red bow, and a gray dormouse with a little pink flower perched on her ears. What's that supposed to mean? Is this a message? But most glaring of all was her large black top hat. Is it really that large? I don't know, that top hat looks kind of stupid. Wrapped haphazardly in purple ribbons with a piece of paper taped to it. You know what? She's got it on. I like it. You know what? I'm sorry I said that about your hat. It does look stupid though. But, you know, you're rocking it. Hello there, Alice. What did you come here for? Her chatter ceased. Her mismatched eyes pierced through me in its place. I noticed a little thing in her mouth as she opened it. Oh, that's so cute. There's no room here at the table, so don't take a seat. No room, no room. The girl gave a white grin as she was wont to be freakily? What? In fact, it was where the smile was wiped off her face. She moved the puppets on her hands, a sleepy mouse with a mad hair. Looking right to left, I could barely see the ends of the table set for tea. One person in such a large space, conversely, she almost seemed lonely. I don't know. She seems happy to herself. There's plenty of room, Hatter. Wait, no, wrong voice. There's plenty of room, Hatter. Her smile shrunk a bit. To make my point, I took a seat in a large armchair across the Hatter. The arm stuck of flowers as if to clear away the shadows of an unpleasant previous sitter. Girl, why are you sitting when she didn't invite you? She just told you to go away, and then you just sat down saying that there's space for me? Like, who are you, Alice, to do that? But okay. You know, you're the main character, do you? I sank back into it comfortably. Then I kept sinking before I jolted back up with a shallow swallow? Is that swallow? With a shallow gasp? I don't know. There is plenty of crowd. That's rude of you to say, Alice. Not every civil of you to sit down without being invited either. I know, right? Like, I'm with this crazy Mad Hatter. Like, that's kind of rude of you to like sit down when you're not invited to. Alice, you don't got like main character plot armor. This is a horror game. You might die. Cause who knows? Like, my choices in games are not completely sound, so. She granted me a cheeky grin and a wink. But whatever, let's just treat you as our extra guest for tomorrow. Not today? Aren't they the same? Yesterday, not today, tomorrow? Every day is never a day different, but since I'd rather not deal with it today, I'll just treat it as for tomorrow. Dormouse in March, don't mind. You mentioned 3, but I only see 1. You don't count the puppets, this person is mad. She wiggled the puppets on her hands as if to explain everything. 1 was herself, 2 was the first puppet, 3 was the second puppet. I'm scared Alice might be blind. Her mad smile became a mad grin once more. Oh, I love the Mad Hatter. I always love the Mad Hatter. Hi, Nose. Hey. Sorry if I'm delayed in seeing your messages. Like, I look at TikTok low-key last because they're kind of like outside my whatever they call it. But you get it. But hi. Hello. That's a side effect of being Alice. Don't worry. It's just a side effect of being Alice. She sneered. The pitch of her voice warped. Don't mind their comments. She is a dormouse and he's March Hare. She pauses, waiting for me to group the animal puppets. I waited. She waited. Her smile did not falter. In fact, it only widened in anticipation. Oh, okay. She wants us to talk to these puppets like they're real. The silence of the conversation bored me, so I relented to the Mad Hatter's wordless request. I was their guest for tomorrow, so a polite guest I decided to be. You should have been a polite guest. You should have been one. Like, what the heck, Alice? Well, hello there. Her smile became ordinary again. I was scared. She was deaf as well. Hello there, Alice. It seemed whenever she made the puppets talk, she often took on a more neutral expression and kept her mouth closed like a ventriloquist. Hey, Thundy. Is this Fortnite? Yeah, this is Fortnite. Did you not update your game? Like, this is a new Fortnite. What? Between the puppets, I much prefer the dormouse. If a puppet could fall asleep, she looked at it as if I was about to. Just call you Thunder? Okay, thank you. I felt some pities as the March Hare would speak more. What were we talking about before? A riddle? Maybe it was this one. Why is it a raven like a writing desk? What? Why is a raven like a writing desk? Why is a raven like a writing desk? Why is a raven like a writing desk? Because it's was it because it's claw? Because what? What? What kind of question is that? Thunder, thanks for the follow. How's my day? My day honestly was pretty. Honestly, I can pretty say not bad actually. Like I had a short shift at work, and then after that, I asked my mom for a ride home because I did not feel like walking home, and I shopped a little bit. You know, get some new clothes, and then I bought some groceries, and then now I'm here streaming, playing this horror cute game, hoping maybe I'll see some action of horror. Even though horror games really scared the freak out of me, but I do love horror. Well, I like watching horror than being involved in horror. How's your day? And I'm just trying to complete this prerequisite of TikTok so I can play my console games, because I really wanted to play Persona 4 Golden. But this game is, it's not bad too. I'm glad you had a good day. Thank you. Oh yeah, the raven thing. Do you have an answer to that riddle? You're no fun, Alice. Relax and have some wine. There is no wine. You are invited for tea tomorrow, Alice. It's the obligation of the host to offer a guest a drink at tea time. Maybe she was an alcoholic. Or maybe she just crazy. Why wasn't that not your first thing to think of, Alice? Hatter, I can't in good faith call this time of day tea time, nor can I call it alcohol tea. Details, details. Why does the Mad Hatter low-key remind me of somebody from Chainsaw Man? I don't know who it is, but... Power? She's giving power vibes. We'll talk to you later. Good night. Good night, Thunder. Thanks for coming in. She's giving power vibes. Add some butter. It'll be tea time eventually, so it's tea time now. We're having tea, so it might as well be tea time, don't you think? Why did you come here for anyways? Although I couldn't quite say that I had come to this tea party with a goal in mind, I figure I might as well tell her. I'm searching for the Red Queen. Her brow contoured as she took a sip of her tea. Puppet sat down for just a moment. Dumping the tea away and rinsing the cup, she poured herself another drink. Her mismatched eyes narrow. Oh, her. Dang, what's the beef with everybody with the Red Queen? No wonder she got killed. The Hatter placed her lips in the rims of her teacups and stared at me. A minute passed, all 60 seconds consisting of staring before she ducked down under the table as if to find an item and pop back up again. What is she doing? Her expression was back to its usual state. Stay and chat for a moment. I'll help you with a little something regarding Her Majesty. The Hatter poured me a cup of tea and slid over a cup of sandwiches. The Hatter's smile became wide. The plate hurtled towards me, forcing me to hurriedly grab it, lest sandwich spilled all over my lap. Luckily, the cup of tea arrived much more calmly. I took a taste, finding Earl Grey. Is it tomorrow already? At the very least, it wasn't time for afternoon tea. If I had known, I would have tea now. I would have stayed a little longer to have some with the White Queen as well. It was not the people who couldn't have tea outside its afternoon time, but it was a principle of things. Oh yeah, Alice is in that time area, right? Isn't like Alice? Is Alice in the time where they have like tea and I don't know, like fancy English people? I don't know how to not like medieval time or like Victorian era or something like that. I'm not sure. If people drank tea any time of the day, they would drink it all day. I sipped it some more, enjoying the citrus flavor of this black tea. Today is tomorrow for yesterday, don't you think? Unless she doesn't think, that would have been rude of you to ask. She's just normal. Or Togo? I'm certainly sitting up quite straight. But regarding the Red Queen, do you have some news about her? Can we marry the mayor of Diamond City? Nah. Diamond City? Oh, you're the mayor of Diamond City. Why was I thinking of Dom's Dimino from like For Your Appearance? I say I have some business with her instead. Something to do with meat and flesh and all other red things with the Red Queen. Might have to do with... what? Aren't you a hatter? She grinned wryly. Yes. Not a butcher. Unless your meat is made out of a hat. While talking about things unappetizing, I took a bite of a sandwich filled with an ambiguous color. This girl is talking crazy to you, and you want to sit here and drink tea and eat with her? You are out of your mind, Alice. Like, I can't. Like, how old are you? Like, I know Alice in the Disney one is like a little girl, but I think you're like a grown woman or something. I don't know. Maybe like a teenager, like, level. A milky sweetness melted in my mouth. I tasted some sort of fruit inside. Maybe it was mango or kiwi or strawberry? But in the Alice in Wonderland live action, she was like a grown woman. She was about to get married or something, right? So, like, how old is Alice really? Satisfied with the pleasant sweetness, I took another sip of tea. This tea and these sandwiches are delicious. Thank you, Alice. You made them? Compliments to you, then. Hatter grinned with a wink. Okay, I love that. Hatter's becoming my favorite. Wow, such flattery. Since you put me in such a good mood, I guess we can go along with Her Majesty matter. She smiled as if laughing. In fact, she's been sitting here with us the whole time. What? Oh, shit. Are we eating the queen? I sat up even straighter in confusion. Glancing around, I saw no queens in sight. Not a human nor animal besides the two of us here. What? The Hatter rolled a chair over and pulled the cloth off from over the chair's holding. Ta-da! Oh no. Wait. Are they gonna show it? Are they gonna show the body part? Wait. Look away, TikTok. I know how you TikTok. I know how the TikTok's sensitive like that. Nauseous. Oh, never mind. Stay tuned. Nauseous ran up my spine. On the chair sat a chunk of meat dressed up in tattered human clothes. Oh my god. Still dripping red, the flesh seemed to ripple, undulating. Was it rotting or was it still alive? My head spun as I squinted at the thing. This meat? No, this thing resembles a human torso, with half a neck and chopped off limbs, dolled up with what could have been fancy clothes. This was surely human flesh. I sensed an odd familiarity to the torso, but also felt as if I was looking at it from an incorrect angle. Hey Chess, what's up? Just playing a horror Alice in Wonderland game, you know? Wow. This was the torso of a regal woman. How do you know she's regal? By the torso? This was a raw human flesh. This is the Red Queen? The Hatter's eyes narrow again. Bro's fur was still smiling. An inappropriate question flinted across my mind. Could we consider it as sitting as if it didn't have legs? I suppose that yes. I thought you said you weren't a butcher, Hatter. We definitely couldn't consider this a hat. Haven't just eaten the strawberry taste in my mouth, turning to a meaty texture like raw pork. I could almost taste sweet, rotten fat. Wait, are we eating the Red Queen? Oh, heck no. Alice, run away. I told you to run away. I swallowed. Oh, she swallowed it anyways. Her expression returned to normal. I wonder if the Hatter wanted to make me sick. The Hatter gave me a wide smile. Yes, I'm a Hatter. Okay? I closed my eyes and rubbed the bridge of my nose. Too distracted by the surprise, the feeling of my fingers almost felt like wet ground meat, even though I was sure that my digits were still attached to my palm. Digits? What? The image lingers uncomfortably behind my eyelid, not with disgust, but with another implicit emotion, a negative one for sure. How much have I missed of this game? Let's see. I'm streaming for, I've been live for like 53 minutes, so let's see, minus 10, 40 minutes of gameplay, I would say. But basically what happened was we're Alice, we fell from the sky, so far we have met the rabbit we followed to get to Wonderland, and we met the White Queen, and for some reason, I don't remember, but we were told to find the Red Queen because the Red Queen is the one who will help us get out of Wonderland. And then on our journey to find the Red Queen, we have met the Mad Hatter, and the Mad Hatter has told us where the Red Queen is, and the Red Queen is right next to us, drenched in blood. She is dismembered. She got chopped up, and somebody has killed her. So now we, Alice, now has to find who is the killer. But honestly, I think it was Alice who did it, because like she's saying she has deja vu and all this stuff, and she feels like she met these people before, but everybody's being weird, but I don't know. But either this is a dream or she did it and she's trying to, like, you know, not remember it, and she's on drugs or something, because this is Alice in Wonderland, and you know, it gets really weird in Alice. I looked at the torso again and it seemed so still. I saw exposed bones and a shattered trachea. The cut must have not been wholly clean. Oh my god. Made with a blade, sharpened not quite enough, yet also dulled not quite enough. Like, what if the queen told her that I can't take you back home? You're stuck in Wonderland. Oh, really? I should chill though, because like, you know, TikTok might might demonetize me. Demonetize, whatever that word is. Oh my god. Yes, this was the Red Queen. I knew not what I knew, but a voice in the back of my head told me that this was the Red Queen, a part of the Red Queen. I'm afraid Her Majesty can't speak right now. The Hatter stirred her tea and popped a bite-sized sandwich into her mouth, munching happily. How can she eat snacks next to this dead queen? Like, I'm confused. Did we see Alice before she get into Wonderland, or did the game just start there? The game just starts there. The game just starts with her falling, and then her meeting the white rabbit, the rabbit, and then she met this white queen, and then she got told that the Red Queen will help her, and then she met the Mad Hatter, and that's basically where we are. She sneered. Don't look like that, Alice. The Hatter didn't dismember Her Majesty. Yeah, Hatter is innocent. Since only the Hatter spoke up in defense of herself, I wasn't particularly inclined to believe her, because, like, what the heck? But whatever or not she did kill the Red Queen, I can't... the end result sat before me. What should I do now? I remember my uncertainty as this dead end aloud, because, like, we can't go home anymore. We're stuck in Wonderland. She smiled as if nothing was wrong. What do you mean? All you have to do is find all of the other pieces. If you have anything you need Her Majesty for, all you need to do is put her back together. What? I'm not gonna believe the words of a mad person, but but you're telling me I have to get all the pieces of the queen, put her together, and then I can go home? That makes no sense. Hey, Dark Lord. Yeah. This is a spin on Alice in Wonderland. Alice in Wonderland even crazier. You know, honestly, Mad Hatter, despite you being crazy, I don't believe you are the killer. Oh, it's cool. Oh, flowers. Oh, thanks for the follow, Dark Lord. You know, I don't think you're the killer. Honestly, I think the killers are either Alice or the White Queen. Because, like, the White Queen... I said queen. Like, oh my god. Because the White Queen... why am I saying the Q like that? Because the White Queen has an injury. She's like, her arms are injured. So I feel like maybe she had a fight with the Red Queen over... What the heck? What's wrong with my pronunciation? I feel like she had, like, a scuffle with the Red Queen over, you know, royalty or whatever. And I think Alice, or maybe if it's not her, it's probably Alice, because I don't know, she probably thinks it's a dream and she probably did something crazy. But you know, hopefully I don't get a bad ending, and every choice I make in this game will stir me to the truth. If not, then I'm gonna have to see a guide when I get to when I get my ending. Have you forgotten, Alice? That sounded mad. So mad I wanted to laugh. This is Wonderland after all. All I needed to do was find the pieces. That was right, Alice. That was all you needed to do. It would either be terribly simple or terribly hard. I hoped that no one had fed the Red Queen to the pigs or minced her up for a patty. Oh god. Also Wonderland, but it's effed up, has to be one of the most used story tropes. Honestly, it's kind of my favorite story tropes, because Alice in Wonderland was kind of like, it's like, I don't know, Alice in Wonderland feels like a trip. And when you got like a bunch of crazy people in Alice in Wonderland, it makes it even more fun. I don't know. That's just me. But I'm running out of water. Regardless, all I really needed was a head and a torso if I wanted to talk to her. to ask her what's the secret to returning home. How are you gonna talk to a dead body? Alice, please! You are talking to a mad person, and they're telling you to do this. Please. No, Alice had a part to play in this murder. Like, I do not believe, like, look at her. Look at this. Like, she said, can I take a body with me? Like, what the heck is she talking about? Oh, my nose is hurting from talking too much. Ugh. The Hatter narrowed her eyes. Alice, Alice, you were a civilized girl. Did you really want to lug around a piece of meat like you were some meat seller? Selling to the cannibalists? The Hatter winked cheekily. No, no, no. That wouldn't be fair, don't you think? Once you find most of her parts, let's just say the limbs, I'll give you a special present to help you out again. She patted a box off to the side of the table. The box was just big enough for a cat, or a cake, or maybe something like that, or a hat. Of course, don't peek or try to find out what the present is. I wouldn't be surprised like that, or I'll be very, very upset if you cheat. With that smile on her face, I couldn't see her upset. Only muddled sincerity came through her voice. The Hatter mismatched eyes wandered, looking distracted as if she did so. Now then, I got to grab something off the stove before it burns. The Hatter got up from her seat and walked away. Alice has a spirit? I mean, no, because she's the main character, but there was a CG of Alice in the beginning. Here I was alone with the Red Queen's flesh. It was missing all 4 limbs and a head. So to make her whole, I would need to find 5 parts. What the? I hoped that my search would be easy. Okay, let me save just in case I make a bad choice and I want to come back. Okay, let me save. Okay. Seen as the Hatter was nowhere in sight, I contemplated a decision regarding the curious box on the table. Should I look at the box or should I listen to the Hatter? Honestly, Alice. I don't trust Alice, so I'm very curious about what this box is. So I feel like if I don't look at this box, I want to be curious all game. So why not open the box? Even though the Hatter said not to, I'm gonna look at the box anyways. Who cares? What's gonna happen to me? I'm the main character. Sneak around. I tiptoe over to the other side of the table and survey what was around. I couldn't help but feel the headless slab of humans watching me, but I ignored the Red Queen's body, knowing that I would knowing I would be seeing it often enough. Looking over my shoulder, I is certain that the Hatter had yet to return. Okay, let's look. I moved to find the present box on the cluttered table. The Hatter hadn't tied up the box particularly at all. I could open it and close it as if it had never disturbed the mystery prize to begin with. I'm so curious the way she's describing it. I crack open a small gap so that nothing could be flying out. Nothing escaped from the box. Instead, I heard a strange strangle noise from whatever lied inside. Strangle? A gurgling, drowning voice that caused chills to settle on the back of my neck. What? In one go, I took the lid off the box. What the heck? What is that? Inside was a head. A bloody head. Whose head is that? The head seemed so familiar that I couldn't quite make out the face, as if the head had been jostled. The hair had become so matted with blood, the exact hue of its light hair color was difficult to make heads or tails of. Light color. I squinted. Who is that? Whose head is that? Is that the queen? Spinning. The world was spinning. A sharp pain burst through my temple, and I rested my palm on my head to stop a growing, pulsing headache in my skull. I reached out a shaking head to adjust the head in the box. Step, step, step. Footsteps interrupted me. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. I thought I only just said not to peek, Alice. The Hatter brandished a hammer in her hand. The head and the face a glowing red as if... listen. Whoa, 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 wait a second. The Hatter brandished a hammer in her hand, the head and a face a glowing red as if it had been left on the stove. Cheaters get what cheaters deserve. I backed up, crashing into the table, nearly tripped on my own cloak. She raised her arm with the hammer in hand and... She broke my neck? Are you serious? Because I looked at the box? Oh, hell no. What? First death of the game, okay. I was curious. Dead end, okay. First, it says death one on a corner. Okay, I was curious about the box, but I still don't know whose head it is. Maybe it was our head, and it was just a hint to telling us that we're gonna die. And I guess we did. Script C 9%. Bro, it took me to the starting screen. Good thing I saved. But she really killed us for that. Okay. There is multiple paths to be taken here. I will listen to the Hatter and not open the box because she's gonna bust my head. What the? I shook my head. Instead of antagonizing the Hatter needlessly, I decided to take a little sip of tea. I would see what was inside the box eventually. Oh, Alice. You sweet, naive girl. The Hatter returned soon enough. Her puppets were absent, rather. In her hand was a hammer, glowing bright with heat. She chucked it to the side with a thump and let the metal sizzle on the ground. What was the hammer for? She grinned. Oh my god. She threw the... Oh my god. Did you guys see that? She had a hammer in her head, and she was going to hit us with it. But since we didn't open the box, she threw the hammer away. What? Does a hammer need a reason to be? Anyways to go ahead and try to find some of the Red Queen's body. An arm, a head, or maybe two. Just bring them back for me to attach to this. She pointed to the torso. It still be tea time when you come back. Let's just count you as an extra guest for the next tomorrow as well. To be exact with time, now was not tea time. I suppose there's not much else to do here. The Hatter's expression dampened a bit as I responded. You know, Mad Hatter, I had you as a potential love interest, but then you killed me in the first part. I looked at my empty cup of Earl Grey and lifted myself up from the armchair. For what it was worth, I quite enjoyed the odd hour tea. Shaking my legs just to make sure they hadn't fallen asleep, I started to leave. Until later. Auf Wiedersehen. I hope I said that right. She leaned back into her chair and made a lazy wave my way. Somehow, she looked lonely. She just killed you, like, literally a few seconds ago. Do not worry about her. Worry about yourself. Because this is gonna be, like... This is, like, a road to, like, so many things you gotta do. I returned to another forest path, walking forward and forward. After moving for a while, I realized that I had no idea where I was going. In simpler words, I was lost. I walked around a few circles before looking upwards. Is this the Cheshire Cat? It's hot. Above I saw a cat who resembled a girl, or a girl who resembled... We said this again about the right rabbit. She had sharp green and yellow eyes, pale skin, a cat-like smile. Her brown hair was tied to a ponytail, with an orange ribbon, her two cat ears on top of her head looking quite fluffy. She wore an orange cape with 3 black stripes, and a fluffy white collar with a tattered short black dress underneath. A lorn around her neck was a collar with a bell. Her one visible arm had a shackle around the wrist of her clawed hands. There appears to be something like stitches at the point where arms and shoulders connect. Oh my god. Unlike the white rabbit, this cat, the Cheshire Cat... How do you know this is a Cheshire Cat? Is this a Cheshire... Is a Cheshire Cat like a real cat, or is this like Alice in Wonderland cat? Let me... That is not a real breed of cat. Okay. This is this. The Cheshire cat symbolized enigma, wisdom, and illusion of reality. Mm. I do agree with the last part because they were making our. I met her cat eyes nodding in silent greeting. Her grin stretched across her face as she stared right back at me. Sharp teeth filled her mouth with claws adorned her hands. What? I'm so hot. Wait a moment, let me get some AC. This was probably a cat. Cheshire. The flame that was her tail flickered as she hopped down to meet me closer. I don't suppose you tell me which way I should go. Her eyes narrowed in amusement. I posed a silly question that I expected no answer for. After all, I was asking a cat for direction. Depends on where you want to go. Oh my gosh, I can't do voice acting right. To my surprise, I received a response. To find the Red Queen. Ah, the crazy one. Are you sure you prefer not to go with the nice one? The one I'm searching for is the Red Queen. Alright, the Mad Queen. Then again, we're all mad around here. That is except for Her Majesty the White Queen. She's too sad to be mad. If you're looking for the Red Queen, up, up, down, down, left, right might help. Up, up, down, down? Is this gonna be horrible? I'm not gonna remember this. The cat jeered. Self-awareness, Alice. Self-awareness. The Cheshire cat vanished into thin air. Soon enough, she reappeared. Just go to the White Queen instead. Maybe you'll find something on the way. She started to fade away again before popping back. I forgot to ask, how's the Hatter doing? She seems to be fine. It's still tea time over there. It's always tea time with that one. Oh god, that scared me. A third time she disappeared, leaving a grin linger in the air before that too vanished. This was a grin without a cat instead of a cat without a grin. The third time was a charm. The cat did not return. I can't say I've seen a cat quite like that before. Then again, Cheshire wasn't really a cat. I wish I knew that before I Google it like a dummy. Go up, up, down, down, left, right. Okay. Okay. Let me save again. And let me do the first option. Let me see what happens. I tried to remember what the Cheshire cat has said, speaking the pattern of directions allowed to a beat. Up, up, down, down, left, right. I felt as if I missed a few items, but that was all that the cat had given. I backtracked to the position where I met the cat and followed the recommended direction. Soon enough, I found myself at a crossroad. I saw no limbs, no head in sight. Left was labeled right, right was labeled left. With wrongly written signboards, I chose on random where to go next. Every few meters, I found a new signboard with its own quantity marked arrow. Whether or not they led to the right place was another issue. I slowed my pace to read the signs and follow them along. Today is a rainy day. I didn't know which genius thought to put a forecast onto a wooden sign on the side of the road, but I followed directions to go right regardless. But yet you still go, Alice. The sky had not a drop of rain in sight. Warning, cliff ahead. As if happened, neither was there a cliff ahead. Watch out for dragons? What's up with these signs? Look for dragons, but the dragons did not arrive. Shameful. At some point, the text on the signs turned to insult. Fool. You don't even know who you are. Stop following these signs. How many of these will you read? She's such a... Oh my gosh, Alice. I walked and walked and walked. At the end of the final sign in the chain, I reached a clearing in the forest, where I spotted the white rabbit talking with a limb? Hold up. She appeared a little frightened, or perhaps more concerned. Give me that arm you're having, you stupid white rabbit. Wait, did that rhyme? Nah, that wasn't good. Why is she crying with an arm. What the heck is going on here? Your Majesty, left arm, please. I blink, then I blinked again, rubbing my eyes. I saw the same image. Oh, we found an arm. The White Rabbit seems to just about to prostrate herself to a living, moving arm. The arm, despite being an arm, had taken the higher position. What? I gotta Google that. What is that? What does that mean? What? Prostrate, lying flat on the ground, usually face down, to show submission, humility, or worship. She's worshipping an arm? What the heck? My nose. The ground here is dirty. You need to crawl here. Shall I take you back to the palace, or would you prefer to go to the garden, or the courtroom? In fact, do you happen to know where Her Majesty is? The arm smacked the White Rabbit. She frowned, brows forward. Although I silently observed, the arm noticed me and began to crawl over, one handful of grass at a time. Wait, so the Red Queen is moving? Despite being hacked? Ches, there is no men in this story. Everybody is a woman. Because this is a game by Studio Ellen, and this is a Yuri game. Studio Ellen makes Yuri games. So all the main characters are women. Oh, my nose feel like it's about to have a nosebleed. What the heck? I moved it like a snake, like a worm, like a piece of flesh and bone that shouldn't have been able to move. Its withering struggles sent a shiver up my spine. The White Rabbit looked scared. I thought there was gonna be a death scene, but... I didn't know if I should pick it up or kick it away. I didn't either, as it reached in my feet. The arm proceeded to climb up my leg, up my cloak, clinging like some sort of dirty parasite, making it slow way up until I pushed it past my building disgust to hold my in her hand instead. The flesh felt cold in my palm. I sensed no heartbeat at the wrist. So how is it moving? Alice, Her Majesty's arm seems to have taken a liking to you. What? If you find Her Majesty, please return the limb to her and tell her that her rabbit did her best. I pray she hadn't met any trouble. A limb coming off isn't an everyday occurrence. She made quite the understatement. Yes, of course. How did you know it was the Red Queen's arm? The rabbit took on a happy, excited expression. I think the rabbit is low-key yawning. No, wait, what's that word? They're, I don't know. They're the type of person who just love it when you give them pain or something. I don't know what that word for is. I would recognize Her Majesty limbs anywhere. Do you admire her that much? Yes, of course. I respect Her Majesty very much. She united the Wonderland into the kingdom and kept peace with a watchful gaze on the criminal populace. She is a decisive ruler and holds an agreeable worldview. This should be her divine right to rule Wonderland. Where is the Yuri so far? There's only been several body parts. I mean, I gotta make the choice for that. But every character that you see is a romance option, but that depends on how I make it. Whichever choice I make, to be honest. But they're not gonna do like outright Yuri like that. I mean, like, they gotta like show you the story first before they, you know, give you options to do any romance. It's a horror Yuri game. Okay, I ran out of water, so I'm gonna be right back. Alright, I'm back. I got my water. Oh god, I'm so thirsty. Okay, let's continue the game. I heard a cat called her mad. A dangerous expression flashed through the white rabbit's eyes for barely a second. Oh, she's mad. She better not kill us like the other one. Her smile quickly became a frown. The chessier cat is a known problem element here. Her expression became increasingly stressed. If Her Majesty is mad, then such madness is an essence brilliance. Oh, she's crazy too. Okay. Although I may not always be fated to be a favorite courtier, to be an aide to her is my greatest honor. I cannot be White Rabbit without Her Majesty. Her smile returned. Yes, that should be how I view Her Majesty. I gave the rabbit impromptu speech a short round of applause, balancing the detached arm in a crooked of my elbow. Oh my god. The rabbit became flustered. She must also like you very much. All rulers had their descendants and supporters. A certain man once said that a ruler was better feared than loved if she could not be both. Despite all of that, the White Rabbit said I knew a little more about the Red Queen. The Red Queen is the ruler of all this land? What's your job, White Rabbit? Yes, she is the highest ruler of Wonderland. I deal with a little bit of everything. Administrative matters, legal matters, and the personal matters of important people. Haha, since we met a few times, I could say that I'm important, couldn't I? That's right, Alice. Question mark? To my tepid chest, I received a response that made me pause. The White Rabbit took out a watch and jumped in surprise. Upon looking at the time, quickly returning to the watch to her pocket. Is it this time already? I'm afraid I must be off again if that will be all. Thank you, Alice. Every time I read too much, my nose hurts. Like, I don't know what it is, but it hurts when I talk too much. Hurriedly bowing a few times, she dashed it off back to work. Having obtained one limb, I search around for another. Nice. So how many more I need? I need 4 more limbs now. Before I knew it, the day passed. It looks like I made a good choice then. I thought I was gonna die. Before I knew it, the day passed. I looked towards the sky where the sun had begun to set. Letting out a yawn, I realized I needed a place to sleep for the night. I thought back to the parties who had helped me on my adventure to gather the Red Queens. Surely I could find one of them. Only the Hatter. Um, I mean, they're the only option we have. I mean, like, I headed back to the Hatter place. What is this? The moonlight filled through the trees and lit the table. The tea and cakes were all put away. As before, I found her at the table, full of tis. What? She nursed a cup of tea and waved at me before spotting me. Just in time for tea, Alice. From the sky, tea time should have already passed it. Perhaps this was more like supper time, so I only flashed her a smile without saying anything. I returned with a limb. Congratulations. She grinned. I handed the Red Queen's limb, which began to move upon entering the Hatter's hand. Holding it away from herself, the Hatter seemed to think of what to do with it. She kicked the dog cage out from under a chair, clicking the metal catch open, and tossed the limb into it and quickly flicked the cage. What? She locked the queen's hand in a cage. The Hatter sneered. Sit down. It'll be poor host if I didn't let you sit. I plopped down into the armchair. This was my chair now. I glanced around and find that I didn't see the two puppets that the Hatter wore on her hands earlier today. Where are your friends? I gestured with my hands. They gone home for a bit. March lives all the way over there in a house with ears. As for whose ears they were, I haven't a clue. Are you hungry for rodent, Alice? No. What? Man, you're lucky you're the only person I could have called for a house visit, because otherwise I would not have come here. If you say so, Alice. She poured me a cup of tea and slid the tea cup and saucer over to me, nearly spilling it over my lap. Soon after came another plate. On the plate was steak and vegetables. Okay, something normal. For a brief moment, the Hatter appeared lonely. I should hope this isn't rodent, is it? She winked with a grin. It's something else. The Hatter didn't continue, but glanced over at the Red Queen's flesh. She better not be feeding us the Red Queen. My eyes followed the path of her gaze, not spotting any steak-sized slabs of meat sliced off from the torso of the queen I saw. I let out a sigh. Her eyes were narrow. Taking a knife and fork, I cut the steak and moved a piece to my mouth. It tastes like beef. Compliments to the chef. She smiled. Why, thank you. We ate together for a Hatter. Her table manners with the fork and knives were impeccable, but each time I thought to compliment them, she went and said something odd again. The Hatter was a mystery to unravel. I don't have a place to stay for the night, so I wanted to ask if you would put me up for the night. I put up with you all the time. What difference does night make? Where I come from, people sleep at night. Sleep? You can sleep underneath the table or spread a blanket on the ground or just sleep on the armchair you're sitting in now. Oh my god, no. I should have went with the White Queen. Isn't sleep just for when you pretend to be dead like everyone else? No, sleep is relaxing and peaceful and nice. I mean, when you say it like that. Is this why you don't sleep? The Hatter had a terrible bags under her eyes, so as I doubted she sleeps too much, she could only have been sleeping too little. The Hatter is a complicated person. She frowned upset. Look at the time. Is it really time to sleep? Napping at tea time will destroy your inner clock, don't you know? Morning, afternoon, even? Since it's all tea time, it's better not to sleep. I thought you didn't care about time. The Hatter sneered. Time doesn't care about me. Are you perhaps afraid of sleeping? She gave me a somber smile. Does she have like insomnia or something? Like she has like trouble sleeping? What do you think, Alice? She poured herself a drink from a bottle into her teacup. I turned to look at the bottle, which was in no way for tea. I couldn't read the jumbled words scrawled across its label, so I couldn't help but ask. Is that actually alcohol? Tea. Isn't it alcohol? Tea! She drank her tea, and I did mine. This girl is drowning herself in alcohol and masking it in tea. There's something wrong with her. But she is mad. The conversation turned to silence. I shouldn't have pushed and upset my dear host. I wanted to pet her head and apologize, but for she could drink or sleep as she wanted. As I reached out, the hatter recoiled. There was a frown on her face. She pushed her chair back from the table, taking the chance to move away. And then she dipped underneath the tablecloth, rummaging through her stuff with a rustling noise. When she popped back out, she held the blanket, which she tossed my way. Oh, she's so nice. Oh my gosh. Didn't you want to pretend to be dead right now? Go. Go play dead. Catching it in my arms, I smelled the sweet scent from the soft blanket. The sky was dark. I started to feel sleepy. Hugging the blanket a little tighter, I had experienced a long day after all, so perhaps it was time to go to bed. Good night, Hatter. I wonder if she was mad, if she would respond, but she did. Good night, Alice. I leaned back comfortably in the armchair and began to sink. Sinking, sinking, sinking. Contrary to my earliest expectation, I didn't keep sinking forever. The stars are beautiful. The moment I look up at the sky, I find I couldn't fall asleep anymore. I didn't recognize the stars, a constellation that adorned the dark heavens, tracing their infinite sparkles. I wondered what they stood for. I wanted to understand what was hidden past those mismatched eyes of the Hatter. While counting the stars, I eventually fell asleep. I dreamed of falling. Okay, the next day and the day after, I continued my search for the Red Queen's parts. Once again, I was walking down the forest path, remembering that the Cheshire Cat mentioned the White Queen. I decided to give the Queen a second visit. I thought that I could easily replicate the route of her garden, having only recently been there. However, the more I walked, the more apparent it became that I was lost. I passed the tree to the right a handful of times already. I was going in circles, going nowhere closer to that beautiful garden and its equally pretty owner. Oh, you calling her pretty? I let out a sigh and chose a bush at random to walk through instead of following a path. My cloak saved me from being scratched by the leaves and branches of the bushes. I came out onto the particularly tall tree in a large bird cage. Why is she locked in a cage? And why does she have a leg? Who's... Thumbnail. This for you, YouTube. I spotted the White Queen inside the birdcage. Behind her was a limb, a leg. She sat with a distressed expression as she looked up at my looming figure. Hello? We meet again, Alice. I hadn't expected I would be trapped here again. I'm a little embarrassed. That you see me like this. I contented what? Just asking for the leg and leaving. Is there any romance option that won't crush your skull with a slam hinter, or is this a crazy girl Yuri game? You know, I think maybe both. I know there's like multiple like death endings to this game, and there's like 3 endings. So it looks like the 3 endings I could end up being with either the White Queen, the Mad Hatter. Oh wait, no, there's like wait, no, Mad Hatter. I know the Mad Hatter, and then the White Queen. So it's either the Cheshire Cat or the White Rabbit, but I think we could end up with like, there's like, we have multiple options, but you know, depending on the choices I make, I could end up like dying or end up with one of the girls. Hey Thunder, welcome back. The White Queen is pretty. But why is she locked in a cage with a leg? That's a question. No, that would be a terribly foul thing to do, especially to a pretty person like her. Although in a way, it almost seemed like a good idea to leave a pretty bird locked in a cage all for oneself. You sound a little crazy too, Alice. Like you've been stuck in Wonderland a little bit too long. After all, how would you catch her if you let her go? This sounds kind of assess. It's giving obsession from like Bear. Like, did you miss me? Yeah. Is that the Red Queen's right leg? How do you know it's the right leg specifically? So it would appear. My nose hurts. To find the Red Queen, you may have to find her part as well. Even so, she should be able to help you find your way back home. I'm sorry, Alice. Don't apologize. The key to my prison is atop the towering tree. Would you help me open this cage, Alice? Yes, of course. What if the... What if I had an option to not release her and just... Would that be another... Would that be a bad ending? You said what's going on? Or what was? Oh yeah, Ches. Yeah, so Ches. Okay, so basically Alice is in Wonderland. She meets all these people, but she gets a sense of deja vu. So, but also she wants to go back home, even though she feels like she knows these people, but she doesn't know these people. However, the White Queen told Alice the White Queen told Alice that if she wants to go home, she has to find the Red Queen. And so Alice goes on a journey, and she finds the Mad Hatter. The Mad Hatter then tells Alice that if you want to, if you like, then the Mad Hatter told Alice that the Red Queen is right here. She's cut up in pieces. Somebody, you know, dismember the Red Queen. They don't know who did that. They don't know who chopped up the Red Queen or who has grudges with the Red Queen. Like, it seems in the game, it seems like a lot of people have beef with the Red Queen. But, you know, the Mad Hatter told her, hey, you know, if you want the Red Queen to, like, you know, take you home, find her body parts and I'll put her back together. And it looks like the Red Queen is still moving despite having her body chopped up, which is kind of weird. So, but I guess it is Mad in Wonderland, so whatever. So that's basically what we're doing. We're finding body parts. I think so far we have found 2. We have found an arm and we found a leg. So we need 3 more like 3 more body parts. I think this game is like 2 hours long, so it's not that very long. But, you know, knowing me, I might stretch this game out to like 4 hours, so. I fight ducks. Thanks for the follow. Oh my neck. Agreeing to the request, I walked over to the tall tree that the White Queen gestured towards. How tall it was, I couldn't say. If I angled my head and squinted, I could see the glimmering of a silver key at a high branch above. Also, guys, my thumbnail art for my ninja thumbnail art came in, so in the future, I will be playing Naruto games. Well, Storm 2 to be exact. I just wanted to share that before I forget. I'm gonna end the stream soon. I'm gonna not now, but pretty soon. The stream's coming to a close soon. I circled the tree, the front and the back, the sides, left and right, and they all look equally hard to climb. As I pondered on how to scale the tree, a little bird approached it. It was a fat and pink with beady eyes and a tiny black beak. Chirp, chirp. I can't do a bird. I can't do animals. With all the talking animals and not quite animals in Wonderland, I had an inkling that this one might speak as well. Perhaps it spoke French, like a French bird. It literally just chirped. What are you talking about? Bonjour? Bonjour! What? Maybe I'm not thinking crazy enough. Unfortunately, I knew little French. My practice had grown rusty so much that the tutors would be ashamed, so I tried to pull out at least one more phrase. Oh, esmachate? Chirp? Once I said the wrong words as the poor bird began to tremble. Parlez-vous anglais? Is she saying, do you speak English? She kind of said it. I think she said it wrong. I took French for 2 years, and honestly, I'm the same way with Alice, that the information did not bounce from my head. The only thing I know how to say though is how to say my name. I know how to introduce myself in French. That's the only thing I can remember. Other than that, I don't know anything else. But I do know like parler means speak and stuff and certain stuff like that. Yes, yes, chirp chirp, cats, no cats, please. Chirp, just having lots of fun every day. Not doing anything in particular. Not doing anything in particular. Now that the Red Queen, Her Majesty is missing, Wonderland is so much more wonderful. Dang, how bad was this queen? We can play and frolic as we want. Chirp chirp. Frolic? Hold up. Auntie Bird got in trouble for breaking Her Majesty's laws, and now there is no more Auntie Bird. Chirp chirp. I was so sad, so sad. Wait, did the Red Queen kill your auntie? Oh wow. Her Majesty was so scary. You won't tell on me, right, Chirp? Chirp chirp. You look like a nice person, Chirp. Much nicer than her. Much nicer than her. Oh, I see. I'll help you with the key. Chirp. I don't get it. If there's a White Queen and a Red Queen, why did the White Queen not do anything to stop the Red Queen when she does something crazy? Isn't that the point of the White Queen? To balance out the Red Queen? But why did she let her be a tyranny in Wonderland? Puffing out its little chest, the bird flapped its wings and took off upwards into the sky. It flew and flew and flew, and soon enough became tired. Not reaching the key on the tree, the bird faltered and fluttered back down. It dipped its head in disappointment. Sorry, I couldn't do it, Chirp. Kill the bird? Wait, my choices! What do we do, guys? Do we kill the bird or do we let it go? Was it her head in the skull crushed box? Honestly, I feel like it was her head in the box, like low key. Like I feel like that was telling her fate, like that's gonna happen to you. That's why she said her head hurt, and that's why the Mad Hatter hit her in the head with the hammer. So I felt like that was like a glimpse into her future because she was being too nosy. Like it was like I think it was like telling like Pandora's box, like what was it saying? Like curiosity killed the cat, and curiosity killed the Alice. Do we kill the bird or do we pet the bird? But like low-key, the bird was kind of useless. But do we kill the bird for that reason, or do we pet the bird and reward it for being useless? But I don't have a save button. Where's my save button? I don't have my. It's not letting me save. I can't come back to this option. What's that rewind? Kill it or pet it? But what benefit does killing the cat? What does killing the bird do though? I feel like it would do me nothing, but lead me to a bad ending though. I want to pet the bird because like, but at the same time, what if the bird is like lying to me? What if I'm gonna pet the bird? I'm gonna reward this stupid bird. Don't worry about it. I rubbed the little bird's head, causing it to peek up at me with a large round. Let me see it. Let me save. I rubbed the little bird's head, causing it to peek up at me with its large brown eyes glittering with surprise. After the failed first attempt at the key, I returned to the White Queen's side. She looked fitted in the cage, pretty like a flower, preserved forever in glass. Again, I thought that she was beautiful. Really, she was beautiful. That's true, Alice. Even so, I couldn't let her stay trapped, not to mention the Red Queen's legs. This Alice is kind of crazy, right? Like, what is she talking about? How this queen looks beautiful locked in a cage? Like, she's so weird. I wasn't able to find a way. I don't know. I feel like the queen could get out of the cage. I don't know. I feel like there's like a lot of space in there for her to get out. Maybe some elbow grease. My nose. I wasn't able to find a way up. Do you have any ideas to what I should do, White Queen? Over there are some mushrooms. If you eat the ones on the left, you will grow. If you eat the ones on the right, you will shrink. The queen needs to lock in. Honestly, like, cause she's looking like a she's a damsel in distress. She didn't do anything when the Red Queen was causing terror, and then here she is locked in a cage. What the heck? I was hesitant to eat mushrooms picked from unknown wildness, but I felt that I could trust the White Queen. Why do you felt you could trust her, though? Like, I don't understand. And honestly, why can't you just feed it to her so she can get bigger and destroy the cage? Why? I didn't know. Haha, well, this is Wonderland, isn't it? I have forgotten something important. The feeling of forgotten tingled in the back of my mind whenever I saw the White Queen. Biting the mushroom she pointed out, I faced a choice. Let me save just in case. There was a little yellow one with a black spot and stem, and a large purple one with a white spot and stem. Okay. Okay, so do I grow or do I shrink? But if I shrink, what would be the point of me shrinking though? She's so thin she could probably fit it through. Honestly, I'm saying like honestly the White Queen is acting being a little extra. I feel like she can like literally fit in through there. She needs to get up. Okay, I feel like growing would make sense because if I grow, then I can be strong enough to like rip the cage out, right? Or like pick her up. Shrinking, I feel like, well, why would I shrink? Like, so I can get in the cage with her and be together forever? Like, that would be kind of parasocial of me, low-key. Let's grow. Let's grow. I ate a left mushroom and immediately began to grow. My line of sight rose higher and higher as if I were a bean sprout. Once I stopped growing, I could reach the top of the towering trees. If I reached out my arms, fantastically my clothes grew with me. I cautiously pinched the silver key and removed it from the tree, holding it lightly so to not break it and my now giant hands. Could have broken the cage. But whatever. The key I now had, but the cage I could not open. I was much too big. The magic will wear off in the meantime. Would you accompany me to chat, Alice? That may be for the best. I would have to wait till I revert back to my original size to open the door. Is the invitation for tea sometimes still open? Yes, always. Then shall I ask about what sort of food and tea you like to drink to see what I might expect? What's your favorite tea? White tea. What the heck is white tea? Is white tea a real thing? Do you prefer black tea still? Wait, how does she know what tea we like? How did you know? We chatted for a while about tea, and at some point the conversation turned to flowers. Perhaps it was that she felt No, Alice. Why does she know what type of tea you like? Think about it. Why does everything feel deja vu? Alice, remember! Remember! Why does this feel familiar? Oh, hell no. Alice. This could be a dream, or it could not be. Maybe you're trying to block out, maybe you're on shrooms or something and you're forgetting these things. You are welcome to visit the garden anytime, or maybe this is a dream. Maybe that's why she knows your thoughts, because this is actually your head, and this doesn't make any sense. I couldn't find the way to the garden today. Perhaps getting lost has been for the better, as I found her in the end. Yes, that happens when I'm not here, but Wonderland should lead you my way if you think of me. At least for you, Alice. I have nowhere to be but the garden. She paused, looking at something in the distance that I could not see. Would you believe me if I told you I could see the future? What? I looked at her in the eyes in a certain accommodationity. What? I couldn't feel that she would lie, yet I couldn't quite believe her words either. I wonder what I have forgotten, what I was doubting. Rather than answer, I decided to play along. Can you change the future you see? Why do you ask? Otherwise, isn't it lonesome? I don't believe that the future is predestined, but the solitude of such powers would also be the fate of a queen in this world. Her words sound contradictory. Even for the Red Queen? Especially for the Red Queen. She does not F the Red Queen. Something happened with them. My nose, my nose, my nose. White tea is like harvested at a specific stage of growth or something. It's neither green nor red or black. Oh, so it is a real thing. Thanks, Mel. The White Queen spoke of fate as if still trapped by something more than just the birdcage. I couldn't understand. I talked it a little longer. I felt a tingling up my arms and began to revert to my usual size. The world warped and finally popped back into its proper place. I twirled around to check that was all well. And identifying no issues, I picked up the key that I dropped to the ground at some point and inserted it into the lock of the White Queen's birdcage. You know, couldn't the White Queen unlock her cage herself? I mean, she had the key. All she had to do was just... I mean, if she... What? Why is she being useless? Or maybe I'm just thinking too much. With a smooth click, the cage unlocked it and I opened the door. The White Queen stumbled out of the birdcage, her legs still wobbly from sitting in the cage for too long. She let me hold her steady till she rebalanced herself. Thank you. Oh, she gave me a leg. Thank you. It was dressed in a black tie, the shoes red and tied to the anklet was a ribbon. Free from the birdcage, the White Queen departed to return to her garden. Holy. After wandering around some more, I returned to the Hatter's place with the second limb in my hand. That's 3 more limbs to go. The day came to an end, but the Hatter's clock remained at tea time. She was arguing with her own hand puppet from some sort of song. Some re-edition of Twinkle Twinkle, the hair on her hand was flung back and forth. I waited it out, seeing as she started laughing at her by herself halfway through. Apparently she couldn't sing. Her expression was a bit lonely. Once her shoulders stopped shaking, the Hatter turned to me. She gave me an awkward smile. Alice, you vor? I see you brought a second one. This one is 1, and this one is 2. Good work. The Hatter clapped her wrist half a dozen times. Alice, won't you join us for tea again today? Hatter makes stones. It has butter. Thank you for the invitation, Dormouse. Another lonely but happy expression briefly flashed on the Matter's face. Oh, they're so sad. Upon my response to Dormouse, she immediately brightened up. If it would make the Hatter happy, I didn't see why not just play along. Leg. Setting aside her puppet friends, she extended an open palm towards me. I proceeded to commit less magis by tossing the limb over to the Hatter's tea table by her. I took a seat in my armchair, seeing my clumsy catch-it in my arms. At my seat, there was already a cup of tea prepared. With her free hand, the Hatter opened up the dog cage and retrieved the other limb. Do you need any help with that? She winked. I have everything under control. Without another pause, the Hatter struck the limbs onto the Red Queen's torso. The flesh sounded like a squelch as the muscles, skins, and bones began to knit into place. Still a red line remained where the limbs connected. Oh, she's actually connecting her body parts together. She's like Frankenstein a little bit. I took a bite of a stone. As the Hatter said, it has butter. I never ate a stone before. The Red Queen's incomplete body twitched. Something squirming under the skin. Ugh. I spread some clotted cream and jam onto the stone. The perfect blend of sweetness made me wonder where she got the jam. It was very red. She can eat stones while this what? So there's a dead body right next to her and she can eat cookies. I find that fascinating. Ow. Hatter began disgruntled, frowning. The single arm grabbed at the Hatter, smacking as it squirmed. The Hatter kicked the incomplete Red Queen, rendering the limbed hunk of meat paralyzed with shock. The Hatter forced its limbs off. A bit of blood had something else dripped onto the ground. Gripping the withering limbs in her hands, the Hatter popped open the dog cage door with her feet and chucked them in. With a thud into the cage, the arm and leg went. Good stones. Thank you. Oh, wrong voice. You mentioned you also had some business with the Red Queen, Hatter, but what is it? Something I do with red, something to do with flesh. I realized that I didn't quite know. I gave a wide smile. A personal matter, Alice. I prefer you don't pry. I was the one gathering the pieces, so of course I wanted to know. Then again, the Hatter could just as well put the corpse together herself. A better question was how she obtained the first hunk of meat, but I doubted she could answer. What if the Mad Hatter actually in love with the Red Queen? Remember the magic inside you. Baby, baby, I just want to dance. I just want to. That song has been in my head for so long. Like, I cannot help listening to that song. I was curious after all. Not every Hatter needs the Red Queen dismembered body at the table, much less treat it like you do. The White Rabbit is searching for the Red Queen right now, you see. And the Red Queen is right here. At least part of her was. No one likes the White Rabbit. Why didn't you tell her, Alice? Well, I didn't feel like it. The White Rabbit was boring. She said she's boring. I had a feeling that telling her anything about the corpse sitting with us wouldn't help me much. He saved me from the dungeon. In the dark, dank place. I had not enough for the cold. Dungeons here aren't for keeping, but for killing. I see. Let's commit less majestic together. What's less? I'm gonna have to Google that again. I'm gonna have to Google these words. Less majesty. It's a legal term meaning an offense or affront against the dignity of ruling heads of state of the state itself. Stemming from the Latin. It traditionally refers to treason or oh. She's saying let's commit treason. Oh. She wants us to commit treason. Let's commit treason together. Surely the Red Queen will forgive us for piecing her together. I mean, she has to. I mean, we're the ones helping her live. You said guess what? I'm gonna call you X, because I can't pronounce your name. Guess what? Better not be something crazy. That was fun. See ya. What? I much prefer this Mad Hatter. No, no, Alice. This is much closer to blasphemy. We have no choice but to beg the wrathful god for forgiveness, don't you know? I couldn't help but think of Osiris, what? The judge of the dead, cut to pieces by his own brother. Even a god king, rather a god queen, could be chopped up and rendered helpless. The tutors would be proud of me for remembering. Haha, is that so? I'll be good working with you, Hatter. I offer a hand to shake. Seeing her hesitation, I expected her to reject my outstretched hand, but she instead grabbed my fingers with an expression filled with uncertainty. What? I thought that she would try to pull my finger off. However, she only gripped me weakly and shook it off and down before letting go once more. You watched Dragon Ball? Yeah, I seen Dragon Ball, Dragon Ball Z. I seen Super, though I didn't finish Super, and I seen just a little bit of Daimon or whatever. But I would say my favorite is Dragon Ball Z. I love Dragon Ball Z. That's my favorite out of the series. She was a bit gloomier for the time after. Night fell and another day ended. What did I dream of? I must have forgotten. Only 2 more limbs and a head remain. I continued on my adventure to collect the Red Queen so that I could finally meet her and find a way back home. Step, step, step. I walked around this upside-down world. Alright, guys. That's a good place to stop for our um power. Wait, what do they call it? I like to call it um power 2 hour. What the heck? That doesn't make any sense. That's stupid. Basically, every time I play a new game, I only play the game for 2 hours, and then after that, every stream I play the game, I'll play it for like 3 to 4 hours. But I only play 2 hours of a new game just to test it out. But this game is super fun. I love it. And I would say it's time to say goodnight. Can I get to the loading screen? That was crazy. That was a crazy chapter of Alice, who was the Red Queen. Hey, fat monkey. What? Today I am supporting lives with low views. So, oh, thanks. That was a crazy. We haven't even get to the crazy part. Like, well, besides the queen being chopped in pieces and we have to find her body parts, I would say this is pretty. What's more? Honestly, I don't know. I wanted to play Persona, to be honest, but let's see. Well, tomorrow I'm gonna stream, and tomorrow I'm gonna play. Oh, tomorrow I'm gonna play Zenless Zone Zero. I think I updated the game, so we're gonna play ZZZ tomorrow. I think I think I'm gonna play ZZZ at 7 p.m. because I have work in the morning on like Thursday, so I have to start the stream at like at 7 p.m. But I don't think I can play the game on TikTok. So people in TikTok, if you want to see me play ZZZ tomorrow at 7 p.m. Eastern time, then check me out. Follow me on Twitch or YouTube to watch the stream there. God, it's so hot in my room. Hate it. I gotta drink so much water just to feel hydrated. All right. But I have completed my prerequisites of the TikTok goal TikTok goal thing, where I have to stream a certain amount of times in order to like unlock certain features. So I won't be streaming on TikTok till they grant me that they grant me it. So I think it takes like 2 days for it to be granted. So I won't be streaming on TikTok until like maybe next week, probably. Yeah, probably until next week. But if you want to see me stream tomorrow again, you can check me out on Twitch and YouTube. All right. All right, guys. Thanks so much for watching the stream. Thank you guys for my YouTube and my Twitch viewers for watching me. And thank you also for my new TikTok viewers for watching me. It was, I don't stream on TikTok, so it was very nice to, do a whole thing. So I'm very glad to see it was pretty cool. All right, guys. Thanks so much for watching. I'll see you guys soon, and I'll see you guys tomorrow with ZZZ. I can't wait to play ZZZ. I love. It's honestly one of my favorite gacha games, to be honest. All right, guys, it's time. Let me see who to raid. Ooh, let me raid Gara. I don't think I've raided Gara before. She's playing Grand Blue Fantasy. I think I watched the anime of Grand Blue Fantasy, so honestly, the game looks pretty lit. All right, let's start rating her. This raid is mainly for my Twitch viewers because, yeah, I don't know how to raid on YouTube and stuff and TikTok and blah blah blah. Bye, Ches. Thanks for coming in. Oh, it's so hot. All right, and then I'm gonna end TikTok stream now. Bye, TikTok. Bye through a poison head crab. What? Um, I dodged it. Asterisk dodge. Like I could get poisoned by such a weak thing. All right, bye TikTok. I'll see you guys soon. Oh, wait. I don't have any music playing. Oh well, oh well. Bye everyone. Bye bye bye.
Why your dog is yelling? Yume! Oh my god! Oh my god!